the best steps, the best actions for their life, for their business, in order to achieve the results that they want or the life that they have imagined. So today with me, I have some of my best friends, and I'm going to introduce them. So here in the chat with me is Waldy. So I met her in college on our last year of college. Actually, we met as seniors. We've been to a few countries together. She recently got married in Guatemala, and I was her maid of honor. It was an amazing experience. We have Jessica. I met her in, I think, was junior year in one of our business classes with an African teacher, and we had to go to the Goodwill Drive and pack food and stuff. Then we have Jenny. I met her in middle school in Angola, and we just go way back, about 10 years or more, and we've just bonded. She's one of those best friends that that go in and out, and then when they come in, it's like you guys never were apart. And here with me is my sister. She is, the best friend of my life. We're only 2 years apart, and it's just, that special person. Then we have Mia. She is my other best friend. I met her in sophomore year in college, in a trigonometry class. Yeah, it was from day one. It was click, and we just have been having fun together for the last 6 years. So now we're gonna start diving into the questions. And the first question I have for you guys is, do you consider yourself a good friend? And who wants to go first?
I'll go first.
Okay, Mia will go first, guys.
I consider myself a good friend for the fact that I would do anything for my friend. Anything. Through thick and thin. And yeah, that's good.
Okay, who's second? Come on, guys.
Sorry, I was out of the app, but I can go now.
Okay.
I consider myself a good friend because why do I consider myself a good friend? I think because I'm like an empath, so I tend to feel a lot of things for other people. So for everything that I do, I really take my friends into consideration. And yeah, I think that's why. That's why.
That's a nice answer. Yeah.
I can go next. Jessica. Hello.
Yeah, we go.
So I do think I'm a lot similar. My response would be similar as Jennifer's. So I do take my friends in consideration on almost everything I do. Like, I would make sure that my actions do not hurt them in any way, and I'm always there if they need me, if you guys need me. Yeah.
Ooh. That's nice.
And lastly, me. Oh no, falta Maria. Well, I think, this is my opinion, I'm a good friend, and I say this because I'm pretty honest, and I think that's very important in a friendship when you're honest with each other. And I will accept you the way you are, and no matter what happens in life, and if anything changes in your life, I will be there, and I will still accept you from the day one how I met you to now. And Another thing that I say that I'm a good friend, I like to challenge my friends, kind of give a little bit of my input into what they might believe is right. And sometimes it's okay to have different opinions. And because, you go to bed and you think, okay, my friend, she's being honest with me. She has this input. And what am I doing? Let me consider her opinion. And, I know she's not trying to tell me that I'm wrong for, to be just mean or have any type of jealousy. I know she cares for me. So I think that will be the reason why I think I'm a good friend. I will challenge you and I will be honest with you if I think something is wrong or good for you.
Yeah, nice. And now Maria. Hello, everybody. Well, yeah, I agree with Waldy. I think a very important part of being a good friend is honesty. Like the friend that will tell you when you got something stuck in your teeth or you got something on your face, because not everybody's willing to do that. And I know that for a fact. So, just being able to tell your friend even slightest things, because sometimes you see somebody trying to go outside and they're not wearing the best thing. I definitely think that if you're honest and you're a good friend, you're in the spot to say something. Because you don't want your friend going out to embarrass themselves, right? Just like I always want the best for my friend. I always want the best for my friends. So yeah, I'll be very considerate. I'll be honest. It comes off aggressively, but it's because I'm passionate about the things that I know, and because I know that my friends can always do so much better for themselves. And no matter what situation they're in, like, there's always something better. So I'll always try and hint them or direct them towards that. But at the end of the day, you can't really intervene or interrupt someone's process or the things they have to learn or go through for themselves. But I'll be there to support them no matter what. And I've stuck through some friends through thick and thin and through some tough situations that didn't really pertain to me at all. But I stood there, So I feel like, yeah, I'm going to give myself my flowers and say that I'm a very good friend.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you.
Okay. And I consider myself a good friend because I feel like I'm going to take the time to listen to you and to understand what's going on, to definitely try to nudge you in the right direction, and I'm definitely gonna be there. And yeah, if you call me, I'll pick up no matter what. And if we won't get into a fight, but if we do, I promise you I'll call you. What about, so I like all your answers, guys. It's very important to know how we know that we are a good friend, because that just means that we recognize the qualities that we have as people in order to see that in others, and that whoever comes our way that wants to be our friend will also be that way with us. The more we keep it real with us, the more the people that come into our life are going to keep it real for us. So, okay, next question. How do you know, or how do you recognize a good friend from a bad friend? You guys want to do same order?
I do not remember the order.
Okay, you go, Jasper.
Say it, don't spray it.
Huh?
Say it, don't spray it.
Okay.
D.
Yeah, same order.
Look at
Go.
my arm.
Okay, Maria over here trying to show off her arm, but
Yeah, it's not that time right now. I'm speaking. I guess. Oof. Okay, so the question: how to recognize a good friend
yeah, from a bad friend,
from a bad friend? Okay, well, I guess to generalize it more, I guess it would be like, how do you recognize, or differentiate a good person from a bad person? The people that you choose to hang around with, what are those red flags that stick out? And I would say those red flags would, come down to communication. How does this person talk to me? What are the things that we're talking about? What is this person's interests? What are their aspirations, if any? What kind of nature does this person have? And you align those with what you already have in yourself, and you not so much compare and contrast, but like I said, you align, and that's when that's when I would, decipher or decide, okay, this person's cool, or this person's good. Like, I want to keep talking to this person, or, hey, actually, this person is giving me bad vibes or coming off weird, and I don't want to talk to him no more. Like, I don't want nothing to do with you. Like, and then, I create space and just, bye, cut him off. So again, back to the question, what makes a good friend from a bad friend is just recognizing those flags, right?
Flags.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Well, I think it was me next, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, how do you recognize a good friend from a bad friend? Basically, I think that the very first thing is trying to figure out how, like, what are the positive inputs of that friend into your life, and to recognize how you feel when you're around them and when you're apart from them. I say this because there's a lot of times we say we're friends with people, but we don't really take into consideration how those people make us feel when we're with them. Even if they, like, you can say somebody's your friend and you're always complaining about them, always complaining about the fact that they don't listen to you, that they make you feel anxious or stuff like that. So, so I believe that in a good friendship, will you actually have a good feeling with that person, and in the bad friendship, you'll have the anxiety, the bad feeling with that person.
Cool. Yeah.
I agree with that.
Yeah.
Me?
Yes, ma'am.
So for me, it depends, and like Mia said, it all comes to what you describe it as a good person and a bad person. So it really depends what would be a good. I would say it depends on the moment or how I am with myself, because today I think that I didn't really have some of the friends that I had were bad friends. They were not really bad friends. It was just me who at the time thought they were bad friends. So it just really depends. But a good friend for me, in general, so would be someone that I can call anytime, for anything, without even questioning. That I would feel free to just say whatever I want anytime. And a bad person, as of right now, a bad friend as of right now for me would be someone who would take me out of my state of peace, my peace of mind right now. Yeah. So for me, it just depends on what moment I am in my life.
Okay.
Okay, Jess.
Moment in your life. Okay.
Yeah. What's going on in that exact moment for you? Yeah.
That exact moment, you are really good friends, and you, Mia, like, you are a really funny friend that I have.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Smiling and laughter is definitely natural medicine.
Yeah. So yeah, that's true. You all, like, I feel comfortable right now. I can call you guys. I know you'll be there at any time and at any moment.
I agree with Jessica that Mia is a funny friend, not because I am hang out with her, but because of you guys' Instagram. Every time I see Mia, it's like something funny.
You can tell she's a fool, right?
Oh my
Yeah, I
goodness.
can tell she's a fool.
Oh.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for noticing.
You will always have fun when Mia is around. You'll be laughing at something.
I love that. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Okay.
We love you for it. Okay, Wally.
I'm coming. Sorry, I was fixing my AirPods. Okay, so the question was how to differentiate, or like, right?
Yeah,
How to
like,
differentiate
how
a good friend from a bad friend?
Yeah, how do you recognize when you have a bad friend and when you have a good friend? What are like your key things?
Well, I like how Mia started it. It's a pretty good way of putting it, because just kind of labeling, like, let's say in a group of friends, and we're about 5 of us, I can consider you a bad friend, but the other person might not. So it's just, I guess what I can say individually, how I will see that our friendship is just not going, the way I'm think, it might not be the same as the way you think, and that's where, like, we can clash, and that's where we start seeing more negative on each other. You might feel the same way towards me, and I'm gonna feel the same way towards you, so I'm never gonna see nothing positive in you, and that's where I'll start, you can say, pushing away. But for me, just for you to be a good friend, is just, like I repeated in my first question, just being able to be honest with each other. And if I don't see that, that means that we're not in that friendship that we were initially. If you bring a lot of drama into my life, that's another thing too. If I'm giving you more than what you're giving me, I will consider you a bad friend. Just because I'm here putting the time and effort to make sure I'm there for you. And here I am planning something or doing something, or I'm going through something, and I don't hear from you, you don't reach out to me, or you don't, you're not there, then I know the friendship is not even. So it has to be a balance. So just being a good friend is being able to balance, because friendship are kind of like relationships, like romantic relationships. You have to water them in order for them to flourish. You can't expect this person to be there when you haven't personally been there. You can't expect this friend to be honest with you when you're not honest with them, or you can care, or you're just there on the good times, not on the bad times. So that's how I will differentiate a good friend from a bad friend.
Okay.
That was beautiful,
Yeah, that
Waldy.
was a good one.
I really like how you said, like, it's about, keeping the balance. That is so key.
It is, because, like, we all go through milestones, and we all take, we're adults now, we all go through stuff financially, education, family, and just having that support system that is not your family. Because sometimes, friends do more than family.
Oh, yeah.
It happens.
Oh, yeah.
And when you see that, even though we don't share the same DNA, same blood, same last name, I'm just a call away. That is a great feeling. But when you know you are that person, but you're not getting that back from the other person, it does hurt your feelings. And that's when you kind of have to just rethink if you want that person in your life, because it will put you down regardless.
Right.
Yeah. That's a good one. And Maria.
Okay, me. I think when it comes to that, yeah, like, let's see. So honesty is very important, right? So I know, like, that I think that's a start. You can tell your good friend from your bad friend if your good friend is really being honest with you. And then I don't know, I try to go a lot by that, like how much are you giving in and how much are they putting in back. It's not like you constantly have to give just in order to receive something every single time. No, because there's absolutely nothing wrong with even going an extra mile for a friend, but at some point you can't be the one who's always giving and giving and giving and putting in time and putting in the effort, because yes, relationships and friendships, I mean, at the end of the day, it's still a whole relationship, and it requires effort, it requires time, because when your friends turn into family, it's because you were both there for each other. You went through times where you supported each other. I mean, eventually there's a lot of factors that come into turning a friend into family. Because I don't know, I do have my friends that I consider family. Like me, I consider her family. Like Waldy as well, and how we travel often. So it's like things like that. For me, I like to go to the deeper level. Like I'm not just like.
Me.
Oh, you too, Jess. I forgot.
Everybody on this call. Everybody on the call.
Even
Because you haven't traveled with us, Jess.
listen, even Jennifer.
It's a fraternity thing.
Even
Once you
with
travel
Jennifer,
international,
What?
It's okay.
Facts. True.
No, but even Jenny, I love you, girl. Like, I will always remember your house in Angola with the elevator.
still today.
And,
Elevator.
tell him, Jenny, your house had a elevator.
Wow.
Oh my god, that house is gone now though.
Why? What happened?
It's not gone. We basically we're renting it out to the UAE embassy because it was way too big. And at some point, none of us were living there anymore. My mom was there by herself. And we're like, okay, yeah, no, it's enough.
Well, guys, this house was huge. Like,
Yeah, we love
when
it.
she says it was too big, she means it was too big. It had an elevator, okay? But I love my time in Angola. Definitely, that was one of the best times in my whole life. Of the 28 years I lived, Angola was definitely 2 of the best years.
Yes.
Yeah.
For sure,
We definitely loved having you there. You guys there. When you guys left, honestly, I felt like an emptiness.
Aww.
And I think that's what really pushed me into learning Spanish and really getting into like the Latin culture, the Colombian culture. And even when I speak Spanish nowadays, like randomly, people are like, "Oh, why do you have why does your accent sound a little bit Colombian?" It's like, there's a meaning to it.
FYI, Jennifer,
Beautiful.
no tomes Angolana, okay?
Oh, perfect.
Oh, she's
That's
speaking
nice.
the Portuguese.
Pau de queijo.
Can't take
Here we
It's
go.
pau, first of all.
It's in queijo.
Queijo. I'm sorry. I
Queijo.
don't know.
It's okay. babe.
Okay.
We'll teach you. But anyway, so yeah, just to sum it all up, yeah, and then also like what Jenny was mentioning before, like how you feel around those people, because even it can happen with family. I've had a cousin who would continuously criticize me for almost anything and everything, so it got to a point that I had to be like, what is really her problem? Because I don't really see it. She will criticize anything I would do, I would wear, I would say, pretty much anything, right? So, and this is family we're talking about. So, you have to cut those people off from your life eventually, because the thing is, like, when you let people around you disrespect you and abuse you, because friends can do that as well, taking a lot of your time, constantly asking you for favors and not doing anything when you call them or you need them, right? They're tearing you down, they're abusing you. So you have to let that go, because if not, a lot of your friends, you're gonna let more people do that to you, not just friends, but then eventually can turn into your boss, your co-workers, your parents, even your partner. So we have to be very aware and receptive of the people that surround us because of that, exactly. Because if you're considering somebody already to be a bad friend, then I think it's time to start slowly letting them go. So I don't know. Till this point, yes, I've met people that I will be in like gatherings with these people constantly, and for some reason we just never interacted, or we just never had that, I don't know, like connection, I guess you would say. And then I would find out later, like, just really, really nasty things about this person. Not because I would, dig or ask. No, like, I would just find out of the blue. And that's where I would understand that my intuition was right in that moment, when I would see this person constantly and just not have any sort of connection at all. I'd be like, well, now it makes sense. Like, my spirit never wanted to be friends with them.
Connecting the dots.
Yeah, connects.
It all connects. Okay, and well, for me, I guess I definitely have had a hard time recognizing, like, the bad friends, only just because I guess I get excited with, like, friends, and then I forget sometimes how you're actually supposed to, pay actual attention to what's going on in the background. Definitely learn from that, but I'm not gonna dive into it yet because that's my next question. And for good friends, recognizing the good friends at the beginning is definitely how, like, if they're inviting you to stuff, if they want to hang out with you, if they're like being, always trying to be around you just because they want to hang out with you, and because because you're fun, because they like how you guys talk, how it's just fun in general, and you have a good time, and you get distracted with this person, and it's just fun. So next question is, have you ever had a bad / toxic friend in your life, and how did you actually cut them out eventually? Like, when was the point, like, how long did you let it run? When was the point when you were like, okay, I have to break away from this? And how did you break away from that?
Ooh, okay. Let me think. This is random, but I remember this my freshman year in high school. So fairly young, because I'm 26 now. But there was this girl, and she kind of was like the always playing the victim type. That was just very her character. Like, I'm gonna play the victim all the time, every time, and every chance I get. Like, that's how well she played it. And we were just friends. It wasn't like anything more than that, but we were just friends. And it got to the point where, like, every time I would speak with her over the phone or talk to her in class, because we're freshmen, we're kids, in between classes, being late for our next period, every time that I would talk to her, it would always be something negative, right? And it can be from the smallest things to the biggest things. And I would say it took pretty much all of my freshman year to figure out, like, hey, like, this was not a good experience for me as a freshman. Like, I'm like, just, I'm young. I'm trying to have, more friends and, more fun, and not always focus on negative things, for once. To, realize, okay, wait a minute, like, this girl is a problem. And basically how I resolved that, it was, I literally just stopped talking to her. I just stopped answering the calls. After freshman year, you get your summer break. So I was like, I'm gone. Bye. Peace. Don't call me. Have a nice summer. And, that turned into some time. And, yeah, I just never talked to her. And then one day, like, I think on MySpace, not MySpace. I think it was Facebook. It was Facebook. It was early Facebook at the time for me. Oh, okay. I just, like, messaged her, and I was like, hey, like, this is how I feel, and just left it at that. Okay. And I brought closure to myself.
Okay. So you definitely did closure. Okay.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yes. Took me a while, but I got there. I learned that lesson pretty early, I would say, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah. Freshman is a good year. In high school, definitely. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like, you definitely...
Because you're feeling a lot of stuff,
Exactly.
You're
exactly.
Going through a lot.
When you're going... Well, yeah. Those teenagers, definitely, when you're building your personality, when you definitely have to recognize, like, hey, okay, you're not... Like, no, I don't want to be your friend anymore. because they're definitely, you're seeing the victim roles, and like that was very smart of you too in freshman. Yeah. Good for you.
Thank you.
Okay, Jess.
Is it me? I think.
Okay. I actually have two stories, two distinct toxic friendships that I had to break away from, and I had to do the invest in a year between them. Basically, one of them was the one was the same type of friend as Mia was talking about, like the one that was always a victim. And she was also in a very, very toxic relationship with this boy, and she brought on all that toxicity to her friends. For a very long time, like, I stayed being her friend because I felt like it was my duty to do so, because I felt like nobody else was her friend, you know? And I was like, you know what, I need to be there so I can talk to her. And I'm also like, this is something about me. I'm pretty much like I try to be a healer all the time. So I thought that I could help her, and we even tried to get her a therapist and all of that stuff, because it was just getting to a point where it was just too much for me and too much for the rest of my friends.
Okay.
And then the time I decided to move on, when she threw me under the bus in a situation that I had nothing to do with it. And I was just like, homegirl, are you serious? Like, I was here because I thought like, you know, you kind of needed me, and I was like, okay, I need to be around you because you need me to be here. I don't want you to lose me, you know? Even if you are toxic towards me. And I completely stopped talking to her. And unlike me, I never got closure. I've thought about like getting the closure and stuff, but I'm just like, at the same time, I'm just like, you should have known what you did, you know? I don't want to be the one getting out of my space to go tell her, listen, yo, you did me wrong, when she knows she did me wrong, you know? And then the other one was the criticizing type, the same type as Maria was talking about earlier about the cousin. He was just always criticizing. There was always something bad, like, and then backhanded comments like, how are you ever gonna, it was like, I don't think you're ever gonna breastfeed because your boobs are too small. Like, things like that. I was just like, what?
Yeah. Weirdo.
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna keep my distance in this friendship. Like, I no longer consider it a friendship. I'm just like, whenever we talk or whenever we see each other, we might talk a little bit, but I do not want her in my space. And I also haven't told her that I felt like that, but I just decided to step away because I ain't got time for that. Yeah.
Do you think that you'll ever tell her?
I think I will, but I also need to be in a better space to say that, because and this is with both of them. I think I'm still angry and at them, and I don't want to be angry when I talk to them, when I say, okay, this is the reason why I stepped out, or I'm stepping out because otherwise it's just not going to be pretty, and I'm not trying to do that. I'm just, putting it away and processing it as much as I can, and then in due time I will, get closure.
Okay. Do you think like closure is is important to you, or you just want to let it go in your own peaceful way, like find your own way to find that closure without having to talk to them?
Yeah, like that's one of the things also that's keeping me from actually talking to them, because I'm like, I think I can find a way to kind of put it to rest, without having to ever speak to them about it. But at the same time, the girl, my anxiety is just like, you need to talk to them. You need to let them know, or they made you feel like crap, or maybe you deserve those words. And I'm just like, I think I really do need to get the closure. But before I do that, I still need to not be angry.
Not be angry.
True.
Okay. Yeah.
Understand.
Gotcha. Not be angry. That's an important thing right there. Okay. Jess.
Woo! So I did have a couple, or more than two, the ones that would criticize a lot. I won't go into a lot of details because I did share the link for the podcast. So if I go in details, they will know who.
It's okay.
So what I did for some time, I kept talking to them, but not as often as I would. I would talk to them like every day, but I just took some time for me, and I kind of separated myself from them for a while. But at the same time, when I look back at the situation, and so from them criticizing, I actually got to the point that I became insecure about some of the parts of my body I wasn't comfortable showing. But after I took some time, and now looking back, I feel like some of it was me allowing those comments to affect me. Yes, they are toxic, but at some point I did allow those comments, those toxic comments, to affect me. So, but now we still talk. We do have a better relationship, but a better relationship not like before, because I do not give them as much space as I used to. I do have I did set some limits now. And I think that's why it has been, that's why the relationship, our friendship has been surviving, because I did set limits. And yeah, that's technically it.
Sometimes you gotta do that.
Yeah. And I think I was having sessions with you on it, and you didn't. I think I do have a lot of problems speaking up or standing up for myself. I am. And this was one of the problems when it came to that friendship. There were those comments and whatever. I would feel bad about what they said about me, but I wouldn't say anything. I would just keep myself quiet and just leave it. But then I got to the point that I don't need to be hearing this from you. I don't need to be listening to those comments that are not making me feel good about myself. So let me just move away to the point, go to a place that I don't need to be in contact with all this bad energy, and save mine. But yeah, but we didn't get to the point of really not being friends. I think just setting the boundaries was enough. But we still talk. We're still good friends, but not as good as before. Yeah. That's it for me.
Okay, Jess.
Okay, Jess, we like that. Wally.
I'm here. I'm coming. I always have issues with the mute thing. Okay. Well, me, I can say that high school was when those toxic friendships really went down. And the one that impacted me the most, I guess, that would be the one I'll talk about. This was, you can say, my childhood, from middle school all the way until senior year in college. Where she was my best friend, and I never thought about the negatives, and we were like sisters. But she did had a very toxic relationship, and it was a very, very jealous relationship on both ends. And it kind of led on to, I was able to deal with it when I was in high school. You know, you kind of have more time. I was more of, I understand, you know, I'm here for you. And I would be in another relationship, and it will kind of be brought up into that relationship. And I saw the pattern. So when college came around and we did the study abroad, coming and landing, the first call I get, remember we just came from a 14 hour flight. She calls me that she went through very bad situation with this guy, which is this high school guy, her high school sweetheart that she dated, and is the toxic relationship. And it just went to a very far point that it got into a physical altercation, and I went and advised her that, you know, this is just the last straw for this relationship. It's already becoming physical, and I just don't feel okay me hearing it and knowing that you're still with this person and he might harm you, or it can get even further than that. Of course, I knew she was not going to listen, so she continued with it. And I will need her sometimes, you know, I will call her and she would just not answer my phone calls or texts. And this was throughout the whole friendship, but I started noticing it more after that time in college and coming back from the study abroad, that every time she would have an issue, she will call me. If it was at 3 a.m, she would call me at 3 a.m, that this person just hit her, and I will answer, and I will go and see if she was okay. Mm-hmm. When I will call her and needed something from her, or just to check up on her, I would not hear from her in days, even a week. I think that's how long it went. So once graduation came, I feel like it was a very important time in my life. I tried reaching out to her. She never responded. And I just decided to just block her from my phone. Just block her. Even though it was hard to let her go. And it was very drastic for me just to, like, she doesn't want to talk to me, apparently. I already tried reaching out to her. She doesn't want to talk to me. So I don't want that to overshadow this very important thing in my life. She doesn't want to participate. I completely understand. And I did send her an invitation via text. And she responded a couple weeks after saying that I had blocked her. But I sent the invitation prior to that happening. So I did try to reconcile our friendship. But then her boyfriend became jealous of the fact that I was single at that time. And it just became very toxic. And I just continue with the block button. And I blocked her again. Now, now I don't know nothing what's going on with her. She doesn't have social media. She wasn't allowed to have social media. That's how drastic this man was. Yeah, she had a Snapchat, but that was something he was able to control.
Oh my gosh.
You know, because it's of your contacts, and I think Snapchat is a little bit more free, it's a lot of more freedom, more open. And back then, Snapchat was very skeptical about who people would know your username or the little scan code, SQ code, whatever. And I do think of her, you know, here and there, and what she's up to, because I can't even see what she's up to because she doesn't have social media. And I was now, you know, as I got more mature, this happened when I was 20. It was just drastic of me blogging her. I do know that that was wrong of me, but now on the positive side, I just think of like, I'm here trying to reach this person, help her, try to have a communication when I need her, or just for me to know that she's okay. She doesn't want to hold my hand. She doesn't want me to grab her. So I have to just let her go for my peace. And if that, I knew this person was just going to be in her life for the rest of her life, and I was okay with her being okay with that. I couldn't control it, and I just had to know that I have to move on from that friendship, regardless of how many years we shared together, since we were children, since we were 11 or 12. And we just grow, you know. We take different direction in life. She didn't go to college, I did. And now I'm married, and I don't know what's going on with her, but now I would like to have a closure with her, but it's just, she's nowhere. I don't know how to find her. That would be the only thing I would have done different. But during that time, I did that because that was the only choice she gave me, and what I knew it was best for me.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, that is my toxic friendship story.
Ooh,
Okay.
that was a big one.
Nice. Yeah. That's a good one.
Heavy.
Okay, go to sleep now, Mia. I know it's long.
That's not what I meant. I meant like, oof, girl, that was a handful.
Well, because I didn't know how to shorten it up.
Yeah.
It was just like it was too much.
You shorten it up.
I think Waldy raised a very important thing about like wanting to know how they're doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you
Just
want to
like-
know,
Right.
but it's just like you're scared to like bring that energy into your life again. Like I am.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Like, how do you
Exactly.
do it?
Exactly. Because
Yeah.
the reality is that you, at some point, you love this person, and you still love this person.
Yeah.
But you just can't be around them, so you want to know how they're doing.
Mm-hmm.
But bringing that energy is also not the thing that we want to do. So how do we even deal with that? You know?
Yeah, it's kind of like you know, your heart, you want to do it, but you kind of have to think, you know, we're not as young as we used to be 5-6 years ago. So there's things in life that if you put so much focus in this friendship that you know how it went years ago, it can affect what you have going on now. And
Yeah, and then
just,
there's also another thing about like, okay, so why don't we just, you know, let it go, and then if we want to reach out to them and stuff like that. But the reality is that we're the ones that are putting up our limits, our boundaries. And if we break our own boundaries, they're not going to respect them, right?
correct. Yeah.
So they're just going to be like, oh, I did this and you came back anyway, so why should I change?
Yeah. And she was aware, you know, the communication was there of me telling her how I felt, that it was I had to answer these phone calls late at night, but when I needed a friend, that person, you know, she wasn't there. And she wouldn't even answer the phone. She would text me, oh, sorry, I was with this guy, her boyfriend, and so I couldn't answer you. I just forgot to call you. You know, that was her response. So it's just, you know, you just know. Yeah, so you just kind of avoid that situation. Yeah. You avoid it, but you do love them at heart because of how many years, you know, it was shared, you shared with them. But time, you know, as time goes, people change, and you just kind of accept that. If they're happy, you know, we just continue happy separate ways.
Yeah. Happy separate ways.
You have to do what's best.
Yep. you have to be selfish at some point.
Yeah, selfish with your energy and with your love and
Yeah.
who you're giving your love to. Definitely. Because if you're going to give them love and then they're only going to return back drama, like I'm not there for you, I don't know, like all that stuff, that's not good. Because then it's wasted. Yeah. It's wasted good energy from you and they only gave you bad energy in return.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, Maria.
Wait, repeat the question.
When was the point that you recognized that you had a toxic friend, and how did you break away?
Let me see. Well, with this one friendship in particular, I wouldn't say that we did cut away, but I think it's because we needed that time apart to like heal from a lot of things, because we didn't really mean like ill to each other, but we just caught up in like really bad situations, because like I was trying to support her a lot, but she just pretty much wouldn't listen to a lot of the things that I would say, especially because I mean it was pretty evidently that you were in a really messed up situation that you needed to get out of. But you know how sometimes like your friends, they just refuse to see it, and then you as a healer, like Jenny said, as a healer, I was trying to, but I want to help my friend, like I know, and we literally can't. You literally can't help anybody that's not ready to get help, right? If that person doesn't take that one step for them, there's no way, no matter how much support we put in, no matter how many things we say, that person's just gonna learn their lessons a bad way, and that's when they're gonna come and be like, okay, I need help. So things are happening, And so unfortunately that happens, especially like our need, like that passion we feel like towards helping our friend, especially because it's a friend, it's somebody we care about. But we can't, there's a point, like I think there's a limit to the things that we can do for our friends. And so it can get very toxic for us, trying to be there for that friend, trying to be supportive. And we come to a point we become selfless. We don't even consider ourselves anymore, just because we're just there for that friend, and that friend's not really doing anything to help her situation, right? So then at the end, like I just told her, like, you know what, okay, I think I've had it. Like I reached a point where I had it, and then we just stopped talking for like, I don't know, maybe like a month. I don't know, I don't really know, I forgot the timeline. But then after that, like, we pretty much came together. We saw the differences. And yeah, we did realize, there was a lot of things that we both need to heal from, because we got caught up in things that we really didn't intentionally mean to, but it just happened, life. Well, no, not life. The lessons you have to learn. And if you don't learn them, they're going to constantly keep repeating. And then it's not until you actually learn them and move on that things don't stop. And that's pretty much what we did, I'd say. And then other than that, I just, I don't know. I did have one friend that at one point, like, she would only, like, reach out to me when she needed something. But the thing is, like, we had got into a fight with her boyfriend, and then he wasn't speaking to anybody, right? But then I guess she took it personal as well, which to me was pretty silly, because it really didn't have anything to do with her. And the whole thing had actually been like a miscommunication thing pretty much at the end of the day, But then this girl at one point, she was only reaching out to me. Like, nobody had a fight with her, especially not me. Like, nobody here hated her or had felt any type of way towards her, right? But anyway, she still took the whole situation personal and just decided to, like, stay aside. And I even confronted her about it. I was like, hey, are you intentionally like leaving yourself out because of what happened? And she said no, but I mean her actions completely said the opposite. So I chose to believe her actions. And so she even apologized, because she even acknowledged it. She said, I'm sorry, I know I only reach out to you when I need something, but that's not always gonna be the case. So I was just like, I mean, the thing is, the things she was reaching out for were silly. I need a book for school, and, if you have it, small things like that. But at one point, it did get annoying, because I was like, okay, no. You're asking for too many favors, and you don't even, like, want to come out when we even go to the cinema or do something small. Like, this is dumb. No. And then, yeah, so, like, I think I actually met up with her boyfriend, actually, and we spoke of the whole situation, and then he realized, okay, yes, I was in the wrong. And the worst part is that she continued to defend him, and he was in the wrong. So, and right there, like, yeah, we pretty much solved things, and everything went back to normal, you know, but it's those type of things that you notice about people, about your friends, that you're like, I guess I see how it is, but, like, I guess I still love you, though.
From afar.
From afar.
That is a huge
Yes.
lesson. That's a huge lesson to learn. How to love people from afar.
Love. Because I don't like, you know, I don't wish them ill or bad, nothing. Like, I want the best for them always, but you know, sometimes you just, I guess you outgrow people, right? You know, you just don't share that same mentality or those, or whatever connected you in the beginning. I guess it's not there anymore, especially because if you're growing and your friends are they still want to be stuck in that same place, then yes, it's very likely that you're gonna outgrow them and not have the same type of relationship.
Definitely. And okay, so for me, it's definitely it was, oh, she's turning, give me 1 second, guys. Okay, for me, the most toxic was like 4 years ago almost, and I definitely did not see like the signs, because maybe she hid it so well, or maybe I was just not used to that type of friendship. So I was like I thought she was very nice with me, and that she was cool. But ultimately, when I started talking to my sister about her, and the more she got to know her, she was like, oh yeah, she's not acting the right way, or like that's not a good friend. Because I was also kind of almost starting to act like her. Like, her energy was that heavy that like it would pull me in like into acting in a certain way and thinking in a certain way. So it was a little bad. But I definitely, what I did was, I was like, no, I don't feel good anymore about this, and I don't want to be this girl's friend, but I want to do it in a loving way. I want to say goodbye to her in a loving way. So I wrote her a letter and saying like, hey, thank you for doing this for me, and I really appreciate you for being there, and you know, this is just another like thing we must like get over, and I hope the best of luck to you in your life, and thank you for everything. But I guess in the letter I wasn't as clear about like this is how I'm ending the friendship. So then I just like slowly started, like I deleted her off her Snapchat, and I started like blocking her off my Instagram. And then after that, I just she noticed I had like taken her out of my Snapchat, and then so then she went and blocked me on Instagram and on Facebook. But I was like, oh well, yeah, whatever. And so
everybody was just blocking.
Exactly, everybody said nope.
You get a block. You get a block.
And you get a block.
Everybody gets a block. That's definitely what happened. And I think I was taking it slow, because I guess I also, is something in me knew like she hadn't understood it. So once, like, her thing was being on Snapchat all the time. So when she noticed that I was no longer her friend on Snapchat, she went all cray cray, and then went blocking me everywhere. So I was like, I'm cool with that, you know, I'm cool with it. But then like about a year ago, maybe 2, she texted me on Instagram asking me why I had done what I did, like blocked her and made her just be like take her out of the picture, right? And I guess she needed that closure for herself, just because she definitely went out of her way to text me on Instagram like 2 years after I had already like stopped talking to her. So she needed that closure, and I answered as honestly and as loving as I could. And I told her, well, like, I had to break it down for her because that's what she needed, right? Like, she needed a reality check from somebody that, because, you know, she said that she was my best friend, that she really loved me. Like, we were always in pictures together. We went on a trip together and all that stuff. And in a way, like, it's not that I miss her, but, like, dang, you know, we did have some fun and we did have some good conversations. And like you guys said, like, you still love them, but you know that it's not going to be a good friendship at all. So it's like that. And so I know she felt that way. She definitely came out and reached out and said and asked me what had happened. I was like, well, look, I definitely told her, like, look, I noticed you were manipulating me, that you were lying to me, that you were not being honest at all. Like, and when she was supposed to be getting married, and then the last thing I heard from her was that she got in a fight with her fiance, saying that they weren't doing anything, and then out of nowhere they're getting married, and then I'm just like, what's going on? So that definitely just like broke it down further. And then I had celebrated a birthday for my sister, and then she was like, she was thinking that I was giving her revenge because she would constantly like bring people over and stuff, and like just stay up super late. But like I never really said anything about it. And then the one time I did it, she was already thinking like this was revenge and stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, nope, this isn't it. Nope, goodbye. So I was like, I told her that as well. I told her, like, this is how you reacted. This is how you reacted for this. Like, was it really that dramatic? Like, come on. And then all she said back was like this plain text, like, that she could have sent to anybody. I'm like, okay, she definitely maybe did not read through my message, but at least she got an answer. You know, I told her everything in a nice way, and I told her, like, okay, bye, there's your closure. And yeah, like, I definitely believe in the blocking and the taking out of your accounts, because like this is the way that they're still observing you and like looking at what you're doing, and this is, I guess, not the way that they keep tabs on you, but like how they still like make an influence in your energy, and just there, you know. I don't know how to explain it, but I hope you guys get me.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I definitely like you guys' answers, and blocking is a very good way to just, you know, break away. Like, it's like cold turkey, you know, quitting cold turkey to something that's not good for you, you know. But yeah.
For me, it depends. Well, for me, whenever I block, I kind of feel like I'm being pushed, or I don't know, I get curious, so I won't block the person just to see. I feel like I'm forcing myself to not do something, and then I end up doing it. Oh. So, I usually don't really block. I just prefer to leave it just happen, like, in a natural way without blocking, because I do know I'll just get curious and then I'll just unblock it. And
unblock it.
Yes, and I will feel like talking with that person for some reason. This is what happens to me every time I block. So I just...
Like, you feel curious?
Yes. I will go back to unblocking and...
Block, unblock.
Yeah, so... And... That's why usually, I can block one person like 5-6 times. But then I will get to a moment that I won't care in a way that I won't even feel like blocking that person. And that's how that's when I really finally move on.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess we each have our own way. Because, if you're still curious, like, I personally don't block you unless, like, I definitely don't want you to see me or do anything. I'll just, like, either delete you, but I won't, like, just make sure you stop seeing me from your life. I'm gonna let you see me, because I'm gonna show you how your bad energy doesn't affect me now. Like, you know what I mean?
That's like revenge.
No, not at all. Because I'm like, I'm not doing anything in your profile, and if you're just here to watch, sure, watch. But I'm not gonna like go follow you, and I'm definitely gonna take you out and leave you out. But see, like, it's with the curiosity thing. Because if you're gonna block them, right, and then go back to unblocking them and then block and unblock, then it's like you're in a weird way, maybe not letting it go properly. So that's why in my perspective, that's my perspective, I would rather just take them out, but give them the chance to still see, and give myself the chance to still see, right? So, like, if I see that they're looking at my profile, I might as well go look at their profile. But I won't, like, interact or anything. And you would never know I was there.
Yeah, it just actually reminded me, like, this is exactly the same reaction that I have when it comes to Coke, drinking Coke. Whenever I decide to just stop, like, I will go back. But it is like I have to really keep my habit. Not really keep my habits, but I do still need to see it. But just by seeing it, decide that I won't drink it. Then just really, hey, I don't want to see it. I don't want to do anything else related to Coca-Cola or whatever. That I can tell you, like, next day in the morning at 8 a.m. I'll go to the store and I'll drink Coke for breakfast.
Oh my gosh. Okay, Jess.
Is it the regular Coke, or is it Coke Zero, or is it Coke Vanilla?
I know.
She's gonna do regular Coke.
I don't know. Some people are obsessed
like
with the
Pepsi.
cherry Coke.
I don't like anything related to it. It needs to be the original. And if it is Spanish with lots of sugar, yes.
What about RC
Great.
Cola?
No.
RC Cola.
That one was strong.
RC Cola.
I could not drink that.
Yes. Usually I tend to stop it when, like, I still have it. I can still have a bottle, but I just really, on my own,
Okay,
you're
let's
there,
go
but I
at
don't
it.
want to drink you.
Okay,
Yeah.
let's go at it.
She probably wants the old recipe.
She wants the old recipe. Okay, so last question, guys. How do you recognize a good friend, and how do you keep them in your life? What are, like, how do you keep fun moments with your friends, and just general, what do you do to make sure that you are, like Wally said, that you are watering that friendship? Mia.
Oh, yeah. How do I water our friendship? Well, we continue to be us. You're still you, I'm still me. We're still growing. We have our aspirations aligned, and we both can come to a mutual agreement, like, hey, this is what we want for each other. This is what we want to do. Hey, we want to plan that vacation to Cabo together. Let's do it. Hey, I see you're, trying to get toned and fit, and this is your plans. I want to see you get there. Like, we continue to do those same things. So that's how I water my friendships.
Jenny?
I think Mia's very right about being ourselves. I think that's what point number one. Point number two is, I guess it goes with being ourselves, like the honesty, always keeping honest conversations with each other. I think what I've found very important with my friendships is the conversations after something happens that wasn't of my liking or of their liking. And checking on each other. Those are the types of things that I noticed that consist of a good friendship, like honesty, communication, the care. Yeah.
Okay. The care. The care you give to each other.
Name them all.
Yeah.
Jess?
So I think we all agree with me on the number one, be ourselves. Something that Maria mentioned was that we get to a point that we're just tired of giving and we want to receive too. So I would say to continue to explore in the friendship, I would say also give back. Do not just receive. Make sure your friends know that you're there for her or him the same way he's there for you, or even more. Not just by telling them, but with actions. Calling. Who is talking there? But,
Maria. Okay, keep going.
Yeah.
See,
and with that I mean just if your friend calls you, like once in a while, call them once in a while too. If your friend wants to, I don't know, do something, like invite you to do something, like once in a while, you do the same thing. Invite them to do something. It's just, and in every point, not just calling or whatever, just make sure that person knows that you're going to be there the same way that they can count on you with your actions and your words. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah. That's unconditional love right there.
I'm good. I'm done.
Wally. What she's going to say, I'm coming.
Well, how to keep that friendship going is, I don't think it's difficult when both parties know they're being good to each other. And like I said in the first question, it's a balance at the end of the day. When even though we can go an extra mile and we do it for friendships, no matter not getting nothing in return, with time eventually you'll see that that gap, that missing piece. And just keeping that good friend is just having strong communication, making sure that they are comfortable relying on you on anything, and not thinking twice that, oh, should I call her? No, I don't feel comfortable calling her. But if you make sure that the other person feels comfortable, I think that's a major key point. And just keep, the friendship going, honestly. And, another thing too, being a good friend is we push each other to grow. We don't want our friends to stay where they are. Let them know, hey, do this, motivate them, not bring them down. So that is a good way, to keep the friendship growing. As time goes, we grow, and it's good that we see that in our friends too.
Mm-hmm.
So
recognize the good in our friends.
Amen.
Yeah.
Maria.
I agree with Wally 100% for sure. You know, just like you count your blessings, recognize the good in like those are around you, you know. But yeah, you know, if you have a bad friend, then you don't need to be watering that flower at all. Flowering, oh my god.
Flowering.
Yeah, you don't need to be
No flower's
watering.
gonna grow.
Yeah.
Slang for flower.
But yeah,
the
you don't
soil.
you don't need to be watering any weeds that don't need to be
Dry.
that don't need to be in your territory,
It's
you know?
already dead.
That's why you weed out your garden. So that's pretty much it. Weed out your garden, you know, remove those things from out of there. And then the ones that you do have there, make sure you water them with love, support, honesty, and respect. And then, you know,
Support, honesty, and respect.
Yep.
and love.
Amen. Yeah. Yeah, I think once love is there, you kind of, everything just falls naturally.
Yeah.
Like, you don't think of it like, oh, wait, what did she do last year that I'm going to do for her this year? Like, you don't think of it like that. It's just that I think it all starts with friendship, and then it grows into love. And you just, you know, you're naturally doing it because that's what your heart and this person like, plant the seed in your heart, you know? And it's just growing, and you don't mind doing that stuff for them. But with time, like I said, you know, that stuff that you see, like you said, like the bad leaves, you just remove them. But the good ones, you know, it just comes out naturally.
Yep.
Yeah.
It's an organic relationship.
Yeah, good. Sometimes even the smallest things from somebody can mean the most to you. Like, I know a friend in Colombia. She has a very, very good friend that she says she trusts with like her whole life almost entirely. And she says that one of the main reasons she holds her so dear is because like one time she was like really drunk, I guess. And this girl came when she knew that they have dropped her off home, right? She knew that my friend was really drunk, right? And apparently she came back to her house and brought her some oranges or something like that. I forgot what she brought her so she could eat and make sure that she was good, you know? So she was like, I don't know, but to me that was like the most beautiful gesture. And ever since then, she really holds like this girl to her heart. Like she like would die for her. But you know, it was just that one small thing. But you know, it's small things like that that can definitely fill your heart.
Yeah.
And then you just never know, like this, it made a connection for a lifetime.
Yeah. The connections for a lifetime.
Just to let you know, I do trust you guys so much that if I didn't have money to pay something at a restaurant, I would call you guys like right away. So, in case that happens.
Okay,
Your
Jess.
card got declined. Oh, looks like I'm calling Anna.
Calling Wally.
Or when you need to get out of a bad day, hey, call me back and say, just scream, just cry. I don't know.
Hey, but you know, like that's what you would do. Like if it's in case of an emergency, you
It
Yeah.
came down
I'm
to
just
that
letting
point.
you don't think of it.
Yeah, you have to learn which friends you would call on a bad day.
You know, it depends the restaurant though. If you're like a fogo de chao, like I help you with the tip. No, just
I'll come pick you up.
Exactly. I'll come get you.
I'm outside.
So you can run.
I'm outside. You can dine and dash.
You can dine in
I'll be right there to pick you
I'll
up.
go to the kitchen and help you wash the dishes.
That's a friend. That's the friend right there.
I'm drying.
Yeah.
You wash.
I'll go help you.
We're not dining and dashing?
All right, I guess morals.
No fun. At least once in your life, just to feel the rush.
I'm gonna do it when I'm old, so they can't get mad at me.
Imagine doing it when you're 60 years old.
Just letting you know now.
Oh, oops.
Age years, yeah. But now as a grown up now, I have too much to lose.
Yeah, too much to lose.
I'll go bail you out. I'll go bail you out.
Right, yeah.
Okay, but I'll make sure you won't have to bail me out unless it's for a good cause. Like if they're like kidnapping an elephant somewhere or something. For that, I'll get arrested.
Kidnapping.
Yeah, if they're cutting their horns and stuff or something, and then I'm protesting it, then okay, bail me out, okay? What's that? But okay, guys. Okay, I love you guys so much. Thank you for being here. And I'm gonna upload this on YouTube. I'm gonna see who accepts, and now we're recording. So yeah, guys.
A lot of people do.
Yeah.
I'll be famous.
Yeah.
Yes, my voice will be famous.
Here we go.
Oh,
The
did you mention my
adventures
name?
of a lifetime. Y'all say everybody's, yeah, because I've been recording it from the beginning. So I say everybody's name, and then maybe in the comments we can put our usernames and whatnot. So
yeah, but it's interesting for us to actually say our names, just because you said everybody's name in the beginning.
Oh yeah,
but
you guys
nobody
wanna
really knows whose voice is which.
Okay.
No, they do. I'm lying. I'm lying. I'm being a little bit dumb. Don't.
You guys want to say a little goodbye remarks about yourself or anything?
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, go.
Yeah, you're the funny one.
Mia and
first.
Maria went to go get a salad. So it's us.
Oh.
It's us right now. But then when they get back,
hungry.
yeah, we're hungry. I'm not gonna lie. We were at kickboxing, and then we got home, but we haven't had dinner and stuff. So yeah, they're getting the salads. So guys, what are your goodbye comments?
Well, I'll go first. I guess this podcast, this chat room, or what we're doing today. Sometimes we don't realize how similar situations we might be with other people we don't know, and it's kind of good to put it out there, because sometimes you do want to hear from a different perspective. And we're just a 20-year-old woman, going through life and just kind of speaking from our experience. It might help others, not repeat or just see those bad and good friends, and just appreciate what they have now, because you never know in the future, what life might hold for each other or for this other friend in you. So it was a good talk, and my name is Waldy, and I'll do this again. It was really fun hearing you guys out. So yeah.
Okay. Are you still talking? Yes, we're saying goodbye remarks. And I told them you guys were getting salads.
Oh. Goodbye, everyone.
Not yet.
So I'll say my goodbyes. I think Wally said very important things, especially about how this can help other people. I'm definitely open to doing this again, because I do believe that communication is like key for everybody, and hearing 20-something-year-old woman talking about these things that other people might be going through can help somebody. So yeah, I definitely enjoyed the topic specifically, because it's something that I've been, I think from what we talked about earlier, you might have noticed that it's something that I've been trying to to process, especially when it comes to toxic friendships and things like that. So thank you for inviting me. My name is Jennifer. Peace out.
Love you, Jenny. Thank you for coming.
Thank you por vibrar en las casas. We love you.
It was nice hearing you speak.
I miss you.
Now, Jessica.
Well, I don't really have too much to say. Like, you're a badass, so you just said everything, and Jennifer too.
Well, do a summary.
But for sure, it's good to be aware of this type of stuff, like to know other people's experiences and try to get the best of it. So this is for sure things you want to listen to, analyze, and then see what good things you can take from it, what you can change on your relationships right now, on your friendships, and yeah. And my name is Jessica with a J. It is with a J because I don't want to be too famous. I'm scared of being too famous right now. So
What?
She wants to be famous.
Yeah, so
from the
good
YouTube.
talk, and I'll be open to have another talk for sure. And yeah.
Oh, hell no.
Yay! Thank you guys. I love you guys for being here. Mia, do you want to say any goodbye remarks? Maria?
I really enjoyed this call. Thank you, everybody. It was nice to hear, everyone's different perspectives and outlooks on these questions. And a huge thank you and shout out to Queen Coach Couch Anna here for organizing it. Really appreciate you.
She said couch.
Really appreciate you.
I'm thinking it's a furniture place.
Yeah, it's because we
It's just so I get free furniture.
It's because remember, ever since Jessica took her phone auto-corrected that one time, that's since when we started the joke.
so she's couch and a coach. And yeah, so shout out to you. Thank you, Anna.
Couch Anna.
Couch Anna. Yeah, guys. And Maria, any goodbyes?
Yes, thank you guys for being here, and I agree with Jenny. These things are important for us to discuss, because I feel like a lot of women our age, especially here in America, like, they're very lost. Like, their priorities are completely different. Like, they're focused just on getting a partner, or just having that man pay everything for them, and now the whole sugar daddy culture. Like, if you go to Mexico, it's insane, So, things like this are in a way, showing women a bigger example that there's more to life, that they're just depending on somebody emotionally and financially. So, let's keep them coming. And yeah, thank you for being here. Love you all. Thank you for coming to my birthday party.
Girl. Okay.
And you're my family too. Okay.
Thank you, James. You're my family.
Okay. Well, guys, we definitely need to do this again. And maybe one weekly. And we can always, focus our subjects a little more. Definitely, we can go business-wise. We can go self-love-wise. We can go weight loss-wise. We can go entrepreneurial-wise. We can do a lot of things, and this is what we need to be doing, like you guys said. Like, definitely, let's educate ourselves better. Let's see how we can help each other. Let's see what we can learn from each other. So I thank you guys. I love you guys. And don't forget to share this later. Yay! Thank you guys. I love you all. And I thank God for bringing you guys into my life. Love you all. Oops.
Thank you. And thank you for inviting us.
Definitely. We need to do one also with the gays. With the Javi and the Hill. That would be fun. Nope. Left. Okay, guys. Okay. I'm gonna close it now. Love you. Bye.